Hey everyone, Colbert here, back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, today we're gonna go over Luria. As you guys know, there's a 10x going on for summoning Luria. Luria is one of the epics available that have a block revive. There's also Phoenix and there's also Excruciator, and then it's all the legendaries that I'm not gonna get, obviously. I did open a few shards and I did not get it, so I'm not gonna open my secrets. Not gonna touch them. So, yeah, Luria, guys. Let's go over and see my Luria and how I've geared her up. Luria, I've got her at level 60, fully ascended, of course, and I've got currently 2 cruel sets on her and a speed set. Nothing too crazy in terms of gearing. I could have taken this way higher just for this video, but I'm getting like an average to endgame gear just so you guys see her full potential and how she is basically in the dungeons and of course PvP as well. So there's a ton of reviews for Luria out there, so 4.7, 4.8 of course in the Ice Golems because of that block revive, 4.7 in arena offense because of that utility that she provides, and we're gonna go over that in a bit. So very quickly, I'm gonna show you my full stats right now. So 20k health, that's very low. I mean, it's like one hit from a dungeon monster at level at stage 20 and she's down. She's down, and that's because she's got like critical damage gloves on, she's got attack percentage chest plate on her and speed boots, and not really focusing on, you know, defensive substats, but more focusing on just damage potential. So 87% critical rate, 212% critical damage, and the speed 211, which is pretty fast. I want her at least over 200 so she goes twice before any enemy monster, any enemy in the waves up to the boss. So you kind of need to have at least 200 speed there. And of course for accuracy, I'm at a low 188. I would like to have it over 200. I think I'm gonna try and find a 6-star for this video just so we have it like a more reasonable gear on her. So let's put my Madame Ceres. Yeah, I did have Madame Ceres, so I'm gonna lose 200 attack there, but gain 18 accuracy. So yeah, we're over 200 now for this video, which is okay. I mean, with the masteries that we have. So let's go over my skills, her skills, and then just how I've built her in the masteries tree. So she's got an A1 that's called Cursed Sword, attacks one enemy, 50% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff, or 100% heal reduction debuff, or 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. This is a nice skill, especially when you have this fully maxed out. I didn't fully max her out. I just went for her A2 to be fully maxed out. So it can apply a variety of debuffs, and those are good. I mean, the decreased defense is always great. Heal reduction is great for specific dungeons, and of course sometimes in the arena as well. And decreased speed is always good on the bosses because it makes them slower. It does not work on clan boss. So a good A1 overall. Then we look at her A2. This is what makes her such a great champion. Attacks all enemies. It's an AoE. Mark of Fear is the name. So has a 50% chance of placing a freeze debuff for 1 turn. That's huge, guys, when you are able to control basically the enemy waves. So 50% chance goes all the way up to 75% chance to freeze and an AoE. And then enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived. So not only that, if she manages to kill the enemies, then those enemies will stay down basically, and it's fantastic. There's no enemies that revive in the dungeons except for the Ice Golems dungeon, but this particularly in the Dark Elves faction wars is really useful because in some of the stages there are revivers in there, and you know, Luria helps to be in your team, so she can be used definitely in the faction wars. And just for the freeze, I mean, who doesn't want an AoE freeze? Yeah, so her A3 Hex attacks one enemy, removes all buffs. Amazing. To remove all buff is just fantastic, especially if it's like a target like a Duchess. She's very annoying. She basically stealths everyone else. You can't target them, but she has a ton of buffs on her. You use this on her, remove all buffs, and then also have an 80% chance to apply the block buffs debuff for 2 turns. That's great. And then let's go over her masteries, guys. So masteries, I went a pretty normal route if you want to use her for dungeons. That's why I was using her for dungeons mostly. So I didn't go for PvP masteries. I could have gone for this one, for Cycle of Violence, just to get that decrease in cooldowns. instead, but I just went in the opposite support tree. I went twice in there, so I get more utility. So War Master, very basic for dungeons. I'm not using her for the clan boss, and I don't think she'll have much use in the clan boss instead. But again, the War Master is great for the dungeons. If you want to have good clear times, you can go War Master as well, because on that boss you need any extra bit of damage is going to be helpful. I could have gone Helm Smasher, of course, but I think War Master does overall more damage for her specifically. So support tree, very basic. I went for Lore of Steel and then for Evil Eye. Lore of Steel just to get those extra bit of stats. Sniper just to get that extra 5% for that A1 to apply more often. This does not work for freeze. If you want freeze, you have to go the defense tree. And of course, Evil Eye, 20% reduction in Terminator is very clutch in Faction Wars especially. She's in my team for Faction Wars 21. And I mean, it's very clutch. You can actually control the Terminators of enemies. If some of them are frozen, the other one is not, then you go with Luria, for example, that has the Evil Eye. So you reduce the Terminator by 20%. And it's another way to control the enemy if he's not crowd controlled. So not stunned, not frozen. Oh, yeah. Those are her masteries. Let's go over very quickly and do some dungeons with her. So I have my Fire Knights team. I'm gonna show her first in there. So Fire Knight, she is a strong affinity, so she won't be targeted even at 20,000 health. There's so many other targets for the enemies to pick, but I've instead taken out my Cubitors from this team. This team is about 1 minute 20 with Cubitors, but with Luria, let's go in there and see what she does basically and how she helps my team. So Lysandra boosts, okay, Venus goes in there, defense down and weaken. Look at all those freezes, guys. So 4 enemies, crowd control, they cannot attack my very squishy Cold Hearts, who just want to go to the end of the boss and start hitting the boss with that A3. So a very quick 20 seconds to go to wave 2. I know this is a totally end game setup, but I'm just showcasing, you know, the freeze potential and how it helps protect your team, even if you have targets which have 20,000 health, like my Luria, and my 2 Cold Hearts barely have 25,000 health, if I'm not mistaken. So she should get her freeze again anytime now. Look at that, 33,000 damage is not nothing, guys, and that's why I have her with 200% critical damage. I think with Helm Smasher we could have gone way higher, so 52 seconds to reach the boss with this setup. Of course, all the other champions are doing way more damage, but I'm just explaining you know, the utility of that freeze with Luria. Next up, we're gonna go to the Ice Golem just to see that block revive in action and how it helps so much with the boss. So we couldn't get a decrease in Terminator there. We've got 3 decrease Terminator champions, so this run will go a bit more than usual, but that's fine. See that decreased defense there. There we go with the Heart Seekers. Look at that, 25,000 damage and another 33,000 from War Master. So another 35,000 there from War Master. So good damage overall. Under 2 minutes run with this team. I mean, it's not the best, but it does help make this 100% since she'll be freezing the waves. What did I get? I got an attack percentage. It's a bad set. So overall, look at her damage. Luria 756,000 versus 815k from the both Cold Hearts. I mean, look at that, guys. It's just amazing, and I think she's definitely worth you know, at least using a few of your shards, hoping to get a Luria. She'll be definitely useful in there. So let's go over in the Ice Golem just to see that block revive in action and how it helps your team. So guys, this is my Ice Golem's teams. I put in Luria in there and I put a Cold Heart in there instead of my usual 2 Royal Guards. So putting in the Cold Heart is going to help us get that extra bit of, you know, max HP damage, and Luria is there for that block revive on the 2 ads up at the front. Lysandra is also there for additional control during the waves until we reach the boss. So let's go, and we're going to start seeing some damage potential from our team. Look at that freeze, guys. All 5 are frozen, which is what you want, basically. This is what you want. You want control. The waves, you can't really depend on one single champion being my Miscreant Monster to stun them. Look at that. Just fantastic. And they should be down anytime now. I think this run will take about a minute to reach the boss. So 40 seconds. That's on the slow side. Look at all those freezes. That's what you want. Just to freeze the waves. The two dogs up at the front are the most annoying wave monsters I've found in the dungeons so far. So the dragon does not have this kind of dogs. the spider does not have any kind of reflect buffs. So the fire knight does not have reflect buffs, but ice golems, these two dogs put the reflect buff on everyone. And if you have very high damaging champions, they basically kill themselves by just hitting that reflect buff on an AoE basis. So 1 minute 18 to reach the boss. So I'm gonna put this off auto just to explain what I want to have right here for a good run. It's basically these two here up at the front to go low, and then for Luria to actually kill them. So I would be doing my usual skills, and then just hoping hoping we get it at you know, with auto, hoping to get it at the exact time, so it basically kills the ad and gives us that block revive. So I'm gonna be trying to kill it. Let's apply attack down and defense down. That's great. And now we're gonna try and do our AoE, and look at that block revive. It's gonna be fantastic. I'm not gonna try and kill the other one now. I wanna let the boss actually attack, so you guys see that when he attacks, he won't revive that extra one. And the reason you want to have a block revive in the Ice Golem and why she's so great in here, guys, is because of this little thing right here. So the Ice Golem boss, if you didn't know already, attacks whenever he drops below these specific HP thresholds. This attack ignores 50% of each enemy's defense for each alive ally. So his alive allies is this guy up at the front. The other one could not be revived because of the block revive that Luria brings into the team. So she didn't manage to kill the second one with the block revive. She went in for that A1, I think. But still, it's a fantastic way to make your runs way faster than usual. So this might not be your exact team. You might have something else there that makes your run way faster. But again, having a block revive makes your life so much easier and makes the boss, the Ice Golem's boss, hit that less hard, less harder than usual. So this run might take a while because of how much support we have here. We have just Cold Heart and Luria basically for damage. My Miscreant monster isn't really doing all that much damage. And okay, as long as we're stunning the ad. Okay, Cold Heart killed it. Next up, guys, after this, we're gonna go in the arena and just try and see how block revive helps us in there, especially when there's annoying champions that you do not want to see revived, and you're always gonna have revives in the arena because of Arbiter. So what do we get? Yeah, we got an attack helmet. So we've got one medal there. Get this. Okay, let's go in the arena right now, guys, and let's just do a quick refresh. Just gonna go versus the first team we find here. I'm gonna use my usual team. I want to use 2 boosters in there. Luria. I want to use someone that might be faster, maybe. Let's see. Just put that defense down. Or maybe should I go? I'll go Venus. Okay. So I'll go first. 100%. So you're gonna see Lysandra go next. She's gonna control them. Then we go with that AoE. And then Luria hopefully will try to kill at least 2, I think, here. We might get a weak hit on Miscreant Monster. There we go. Okay, we block revived everyone. Let's do a few more. Like this team, I'll probably go first. These are not very strong teams. Like 2,800 rating. Of course, I'll go first, but I'm just showcasing the damage potential of Luria. I've got a counter there. Ooh, look at that. So let's see. Okay, we block revived Arbiter. The best target, actually. So the other ones are just gonna be dying very slowly now. And that's it, basically. So this is a more tankier team. This is gonna be way more annoying just because of all the buffs that the enemy team can have. Just go in with AoE, defense down, and weaken. We couldn't do that. Let's see who we can freeze now and kill, basically. So, okay, we killed only Mashald. See, Arbiter there tried to boost. To revive, sorry. Not boost. And then we basically finished them off. So, the block revive. See here we have two revivers. The block revive does so much work, especially in arena. I'm not saying just go with Luria, but overall just think of having a block reviver in there. In this case, we're showcasing Luria because she's an epic. She's much easier to get. So here we have a Skull Crown who does not have a revive, but she instead has you know, a buff when she drops below a specific threshold. We can use A3 instead to attack her. I'm just gonna go with the block revive because I think this will kill her. She will not proc her passive, I think. I have to check. Okay, no, we couldn't do that. Should have used A3 maybe, but again we got the kill on Arbiter, and this run should be done. Let's try and beat this much harder team. So we're gonna try and beat this team. It's a bit harder, but hopefully we'll get it. So, okay. We might go with all of our champions. Okay, let's get a block revive. Nice, we got 3 block revives. Arbiter cannot do anything, and that's it. Easy, easy, easy. So guys, thanks a lot for watching this video up to here, if you've watched up to here. So guys, if you did get Luria, you should just try her out, take her to 50 maybe, try her in lower dungeons first, and then see if she's definitely worth taking to 60, because taking a champion to 60 is a huge investment, especially for new players. For me as a content creator, I basically level up stuff all the time for you guys to make videos and level up on comments, have those on my channel. You can check those out. So yeah, thanks a lot guys for watching. If you would like to see another champion featured in the champion spotlights, champion guide, leave it down in the comments below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.